Hello guys, and welcome to Ride VIP, the Ride Show channel. My name is Serge, and in today's video I'm leaving my working here as a service technician at Chrysler Jeep Dodge, and I have something to tell you guys. Guess what? I started as a Lube tech. That's at least like what they told me, but my goal was of course to be a service tech. But they said, we're gonna start you off as a Lube tech, but today all the paperwork was done, and guess what? They put me in not as a Lube tech, but as a service tech in the computer and everything. So basically, I think they're fast tracking me to becoming a service tech. So that's actually really cool because I've actually haven't even seen the floor of the Lube tech department. I know where it is. Nobody ever talked to me about it. Nobody even showed me or told me I'm going to be like doing any work there. Immediately I started working as a service tech, which technically I'm ready for because I've been doing service type of work for a while, just DIY style, of course the good way, but self-educated way. Now I'm going to get all the proper training, proper certificates, and do things just like the dealer would do it. So I'm actually really happy about that. I'm quite enjoying my job, to be honest. Like, I'm enjoying it more than I thought I will, because I wasn't sure if I'm going to enjoy it or not until you try it, because I've never really worked in a shop type of setting, with a bunch of other guys, where you have to have a system and you follow everything. You clock in and clock out, and bunch of vehicles at the same time, versus like having one of them. But I'd say like it's a pleasure to work there because I look at it and it's a brand new facility. It's like, to me, it's like state of the art based on what I've seen before. It's amazing. It's clean on the inside. They have like all of these different machines that you could use to basically make your job go quicker. Now, one of the things that I pointed out in yesterday's video is that yes, I do have to bring my own tools. So in the first video I was saying that I was told I do not, but I think they were saying that when it came to being a Lube tech. I think that's kind of like what they're referring to. So they're like, okay, they were probably telling me, they have all the tools. So I don't know what a Lube tech department looks like. I mean, I know what it looks like, but I don't know what their toolbox situation is. But as far as I know it, each tech in Chrysler Jeep Dodge, they get two big toolboxes, and you could store all your tools in there. So I got two big empty toolboxes that's lockable, and I'm like, cool. That is so cool that gets supplied, because some of these toolboxes, they're pretty expensive. It could be like upwards like 15 grand, for a toolbox that size. Like if you're getting it from like Snap-on or something, unless you got like a big discount on it. And also, I do have like my own toolboxes, of course, not Snap-on brand, but I have some at home, and it's nice to know that I don't have to bring them, because they're extremely heavy. And once I set it up and stuff, once I got it home, like, I'm really not looking forward to really exporting it anywhere. But with that being said, I did go out and buy myself an extra service cart and extra mechanics, sort of like mechanics roll cart with all the tools, like a 5-drawer type. So that's going to make things convenient. So tomorrow I'm planning to bring that in the service cart and assemble it, and also I'm going to load my vehicle up with tools. And with that being said, I'm really looking forward to come in. Today I worked an entire 5 hours. It's currently like 5:09 p.m. Started at 2 minutes till 8. Almost was late, but I was not late, which is good. I ran into traffic, but unlike other jobs, this one You know, I'd say like they're probably very lenient, like when it comes to you being late, as long as like, you know, kind of like makes sense. But I mean, I'd never want to be late for anything. Like, I just rather give myself like more time and leave. I just live like 1 hour away. And in the morning, the traffic is unpredictable. Once I hit traffic, it's even though it's an hour drive, I gave myself an hour and 15 minutes. That was barely enough. So I'm glad I gave myself those extra 15 minutes. But normally, I like to give myself 1 hour, 30 minutes, just a little extra room. But it's okay. This is kind of like the beginning. It's training right now. But I'm over there working side by side with the shop foreman, and he's like really cool. He's basically showing me everything, kind of like explaining everything, like you know, like whatever we're doing. Like we're just basically like just going fast pace, like these different cars, like boom, 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 boom. And I'm very surprised to see lots of brand new models in the shop. Guess what? 2022, 2023, 2021. Like cars with 3,000 miles that's having all kinds of issues, guys. And a lot of you were saying like, get a new car, you know. And I'm like, no, not a good idea. Because these new cars, man, guys, some of you guys probably never like even run into the situations like as something as simple as a radio, $1,000 core. Can you believe that? $1,000 core. So the radio is about $1,000 as well. So it's like, well, like no, $1,200 for the radio. Yeah, it's got a screen on it. Nothing fancy. I would not say it's fancy, but it's just, you know, OEM equipment. You could probably get something like that for about $200 on eBay, you know, like aftermarket stuff. But $1,200 unit, $1,000 core, like work to put it in. As something as simple as a radio not working could probably cost you $3,000, you know, with service. I mean, I don't know, you know, like the whole shebang. But it's technically they're paying $175 an hour. So however many hours it takes to put that radio in. According to the book, that's what the customer's going to pay, and probably other things amongst, you know, the stuff, because you got to diagnose these issues. And something as simple as like that radio not working, then it doesn't communicate with the car speakers, and then because these systems are quite new, your speakers are not going to work, and a lot of times these vehicles have like 13 speakers or more in them, like it's quite a bit. But anyways, learning so much. I'm really happy to find out that there's a lot of ZF transmissions in the shop. And why am I happy about that? Well, my Range Rover is a ZF transmission. My BMW X5 is a ZF transmission. The BMW the BMW 5 Series was a ZF transmission. I don't have it anymore. So that's really cool. Okay. So I'm thinking like, I'm going to be able to get so much experience when it comes to working on these transmissions and things that my vehicles, I'll be able to service them just fine. And I guess since we're kind of continuing these lines of videos, a lot of you guys probably like wondering, maybe if you're thinking about becoming like a service technician, are you allowed to work on your own cars? And the answer is yes. So I guess once you've been there, you know, maybe like for like a month or something, to where, you know, you've been trained and whatnot, and you're working in that shop environment and stuff like that. So if you want to work on your own car or your family's car, you're allowed, which is awesome. But you got to submit a ticket and everything. So if there's like a fire happens or whatever, like liability reasons, like you'll be covered or whatnot. So you got to kind of like do it the proper way. You just can't like simply pull it in. You got to have a ticket for every car, but you're not going to be charged for that stuff. And we also get a discount on parts, which is nice. So if I'm going to be driving a Mopar type of vehicle, I'll get some discount on parts. That is amazing. So yeah, like definitely for me, like this is the way to go. At this point, I am working on my side hustles, but I would not want to run my own shop like at this point. I have customers that come to me, and I enjoy just working on their vehicles and just basically, and that's it, and then I enjoy the freedom afterwards. But I don't know, something about this 9 to 5, I mean, I seem to like it, because to me, I mean, I enjoy working with a bunch of other guys, looks like, like in some cars and whatnot, like other car guys, and actually get paid for it. Like, I've been working in home and cars and like all the time, and I don't get paid for it. Like, just do stuff. Like, it's actually going to feel good to be able to get paid for it. Of course, customers' cars, they get paid for it, But right now, because there's such a shortage of parts, if you do end up needing parts, it could be weeks out, could even be months out, just to get some kind of part in. But the good thing is, if you do have the parts in aftermarket, eBay, like whatever, you could get them for your vehicle or whatever, like you could install them. Now, the dealership would not want you, obviously, to work on customers, like your own personal customers' cars inside the shop. They just want it to be kind of like family. Like, if you just need an oil change or whatnot, like maybe you got to service it or whatever, change spark plugs or what have you, you could do this after work, which is awesome. So I'm looking forward to doing that. At some point, I'm gonna basically service my own Range Rover, and in that case, I will record some videos in that shop. And I think that's amazing, because I'll have access to a state-of-the-art facility and work on my own vehicle. Of course, I will be using my own tools, because I have my own tools to do the work. And I asked him, I said, like, hey, do I need to bring in, let's say, like, equipment that, like, for instance, you want to do compression tests, or you want to find out, like, test the fuel pumps, or any kind of tools for removing, like, let's say, like, ball joints or whatever, or any kind of diagnostics equipment, any kind of tools. They said, yeah, bring everything, So apparently it's a good thing that I've been buying up a lot of tools over the years, because I have a lot of different stuff, and I'm gonna bring it to work and basically just use it for my own good. It would have been nice if I could have, like, after work, let's say, like, service the customer's vehicle, if that was allowed. Like, that would have been, like, pretty cool. Also, like, another interesting thing, guys, I own a couple Chrysler products, well, more than a couple, but the ones that I care about, like, I have Chrysler 300, and then I have a Jeep Patriot. So they're my vehicles. So they have warranty that I have, like, needs to be done to them. So I may be doing my own warranty work. I don't know. Like, my Chrysler 300, I'm gonna bring it in there and look up the VIN and everything, see what warranty work it needs to be done. I talked to the shop foreman, and I said, my Chrysler 300 actually needs warranty work done. Are they gonna have me do warranty? And he's like, I don't see why not. Good practice. So I'm thinking, cool, that's awesome. Basically, I'll get some free parts, and I'll just do the work myself, in the shop. But anyways, it's a really fast-paced environment. It's not like what I imagined. It's not like what I needed to have in mind, but like, there's like so many vehicles like coming through with like, hey, look at this problem, hey, look at that problem, hey, look at this problem, like, oh, this, check out, like, oh, this, that. Like, if somebody's imagining that you're just gonna get this one vehicle and they're just like working on it, that's a little bit more different. But maybe it's because I'm working with a shop foreman, and he's getting all kinds of cars, and then he has to pass this work around. Maybe that's why, because he's got to run around and look at every single car, try to figure out like all the issues. But I'm really happy to diagnose issues, so I've been just running out with them, just making, suggestions, stuff. But I'm a team player, and I'm not trying to like show somebody like, like I'm better or nothing, like, or anything, because I'm not. So I want to make sure that, I just basically help contribute and help the team as much as possible. And that's the way I look at it, But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below about these like little updates that I'm doing. and let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. But I guess lastly, I would like to tell you guys I technically did not quit Lyft or Uber, but right now I'm making as much as Uber or Lyft, and potential to make much more because it goes off how much work you put out, obviously, for flat rate mechanics. So with that being said, I like to say that. I don't know why. It's just like how I piece my sentences together. But anyways, I've noticed you guys like comment like that in the comment section, and to me it's funny. Like I'm like, because I know like that's what I'm doing, and it's kind of cool. But so I lost my train of thought. Like what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, about Uber and Lyft. I'm still technically working for both of them. I'm just like not on the clock. The apps are just off. So I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, let's see if they want to increase some of my bonuses. I actually haven't logged in, but I may just record like a screenshot. I mean, a screen recording of an app once I turn it on, Uber and Lyft, just to see kind of what's going on. But I'll tell you what, I really don't have no time to be renting no Teslas anymore. So it's going to be just Lyft technically, because I would only have a car that qualifies for Lyft. But here's the thing, guys. I'm able to get as much overtime as I want. So that means to me, like, technically, if I want to make money on the weekend, I could just clock in and collect overtime all day long. So that's going to be probably a lot more lucrative to do that. But I see an opportunity that I could still technically drive for Lyft. Like right now, I mean, I need to be home at 5 and I gotta do some stuff. No, I don't need to be home at 5, but I left 5. But anyways, I gotta get home as soon as possible because my wife got an appointment at like 6:30 and we're sharing a car right now. And I'm gonna get home and I need to put together the Chrysler 300. You guys haven't seen any updates, but the Chrysler 300 was painted yesterday. So after work, I came home. I was able to paint the Chrysler 300. Also was at the DMV that same day and was able to get it registered, and was at City Hall, you know, got the tax situation, you know, and stuff like that. Got plates for it, so, and put on insurance that same day, and painted the car that same day. And I needed to basically still do some priming because I've noticed some area that needed it, and do some wet sanding, and then paint it. So that was actually really, really challenging to do it all in one day. But it was kind of like a nightmare situation. Brand new gun, could not get it quite adjusted how I wanted it. The paint was acting a little weird. I mixed everything according to instructions, but because the day's kind of cool, I'm using medium type of reducer and hardener. But the thing is, it was spitting. Like what? This is a Black Widow gun, supposed to be like the best at Harbor Tool and Freight, 1.7 millimeter tip. And what's going on here? I had all the, you know, I had like pressure set to 40 psi on the gun right there. I like, there's no water, like everything, like my lines are good. I have like 3 big water catch filters. You don't really need to have them, but like I have like 3 of them. One by the compressor, and one after 25 feet, and then another one right after that with a dryer, and then sort of like a dryer on the gun to get rid of the, you know, moisture. And there was no water, so not complaining about that. But for some reason the paint was spitting. It's a good thing I was painting inside of the quarter panel, like inside of where the door jamb is, because I had the door open. I needed to paint all that stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was just a nightmare. And I still painted the whole car. I keep adjusting it best I could, but I didn't have a lot of paint to be adjusting the spray pattern and just really getting it, like it's just kind of like adjusting it like on a go. But I was able to paint the car. I just don't know if I did a good job or not at this point, because it got dark really quick on the video. It doesn't seem like it's got really dark, but because I have a good night camera, it's it looks lighter than it really was, but like it was really hard to see how the paint's laying. It was laying kind of like a little dry. It was like not like even like wet. Like it was a little crazy. Called a buddy of mine yesterday, talked to him about like he's a really good painter. He's like, hey, you should have given me a call. I could have told you to give you like a different mix because he's like really good. I'm like, man, I was like such a hurry and I didn't even think to do that. But the good thing is, okay, it's painted. I mean, it's just basically the whole rear fender, 2 doors, and the whole rear quarter, and inside of the door jamb on the rear door. Also the right fender, front bumper, left skirt, and also part of the hood I had to blend, you know, to paint. So not the easiest paint job because I think my color, even though it's like identical, it's a lot more brilliant. And I'm just hoping if I polish it, or if I like buff it out and stuff, like if I could get the older color to look just as shiny. But today when I get home, I need to really take a look at how it looks like, and I'm completing that video, and I'll post it here just to talk about various different things. I did a time lapse of the whole thing, not to bore anybody with the painting, and I really didn't have like no time to really explain anything. And hopefully next time when I paint the Jeep Patriot, I gotta paint the hood, 2 fenders, bumper, grill. Still gotta do some basic work to the grill because it's got some bends in the plastic. I gotta like re-weld it, reshape it, figure it out. But I'm hoping to make it look really nice. And hopefully by then I have it sorted, because it looks like, I mean, I do have the reducer, which is mid-grade, and the hardener mid-grade. It should be working out for these temperatures. I mean, temperature was kind of like 70, maybe slightly below 70, but it should be okay up to like 50 Fahrenheit. So we will see. But anyways, guys, I'm able to work on my side hustles after work, and it's kind of like the point of this type of video. It's just that I don't have like a lot going on. I'm not like really able to really do this and flip stuff really quick. So I think it's a really good idea that I have a day job and focus on my hobby after work, because it's not making me money. Sure, I mean, I could fix a lot of stuff at home and, you know, catch up, but I actually enjoy just working in the shop, you know. I don't know, it's relaxing to me. I don't know why, it's relaxing. But I come home and my back ends up hurting. Maybe I'm just like not used to it a little bit, but I still jump down on the floor, do push-ups, and hopefully I'm going to just get used to all this stuff and continue, you know. But with that being said, today when I get home, I plan to install the headlights, the bumper, the grille in the front, and the fog lights, wiring harness. I have to buy a new one, and I gotta install 2 rear tail lights in the back, and I gotta install the door, you know, housing, well, whatever, like this plastic stuff that goes on the side, connect the handle, everything, install that, install the rear seat and other type of stuff, some moldings in that area, install the rubber, you know, like that goes around where the doors is. Not too challenging. I could probably do it within an hour or two, installing that stuff. And I gotta also install the plastic fender liner for the rear wheel. It was missing one, so I got it. So probably gonna put a time lapse and just get that stuff knocked out and out of the way really quick. I'm hoping the paint job looks good. Now I know some areas are not that good. Like for some reason, even though I wiped it down several times, degreased it, used a special degreaser, somehow the fingerprints, oil prints, where I touched the door and the handle on the driver's side, even though I was wearing gloves, and I think I may have touched something maybe oily or whatever, because I wore gloves throughout the whole situation. I wet sanded it and then I degreased it twice. Maybe it was like not enough. and in those areas the paint would not stick. It just separated because of that grease stain. So kind of sucks. What can I do? That's going to be a little fix I'm going to have to do at a later time. But it's okay. I'll get it done. And the handle, just the handle on the driver's side, like it's just spotty. It's okay. I'll repaint it. Yeah, so that's kind of like a little update. So this is what I got to do today after work. Just get it done. And then tomorrow I got to take, well, today I got to load my toolbox in here with my service cart, which is still in boxes. I got to assemble that stuff tomorrow at work. And I got to take all of these other tools and stuff that I have. That way I could, you know, have more stuff. And they got to make me the key for the toolboxes because apparently it's missing. And they got to get a locksmith to come out there and do all that stuff. But hopefully, guys, this is not like extra. But here's the thing, I really appreciate you guys, and each one of you guys are amazing, and I appreciate you guys tuning in to watch my videos. Hopefully they bring some value, or maybe something interesting for me to say. I really enjoy talking to you guys, and there's a lot of you guys that always come back for these videos, and you guys are the same people that's commenting, and I appreciate you guys, like, seeing your comments, and I try to reply to you guys like right away, like when I get them. And it was nice to see all this positive feedback on you guys, seeing that I've gotten this 9-to-5 job. Like, you know, I was like surprised, because I know I talk a lot about business, and I talk about like all these various other things, and it seems like I'm going kind of like against the grain of my own belief of having freedom, right? And it may look like I've lost some freedom by just getting a 9-to-5, but believe it or not, I do not see it that way, and I'll explain. The reason that I don't feel that I lost freedom is because first of all, I'm employed by choice. If I was like indebted and had so many bills, it would probably feel a lot different. But then again, if that was the case, I would need a job anyways. I would have to have something stable. So I'm in that situation where I'm able to make enough money. I could just hustle and make enough money, just like Uber and Lyft. I technically don't even need nothing else. I'm able to really make above and beyond what I really need. It's just that it is satisfying to me to make lots of money versus making very little money, because I like to feel useful, especially with having a wife and 3 kids. I don't want to be like sounding like a loser to my kids or my wife. Oh, I don't have money for this or that. You know, yeah, sure, I could I already live below my means, but I could just say, oh, I don't have the money for it, because I decide to just sit home and wait till something sells on eBay, or wait till maybe like I get a customer that I could service at home on my own and be proud of them. Like, oh, you know, like, no, I would never be like that, but like, you know, like, okay, well, at least I'm doing something. I'm just working on a customer's vehicle, and then maybe I was waiting for parts for 2 weeks and finally got done. It was a $500 job. Maybe seemed like a lot for that job, but all that time passes, and what are you really making? And as a matter of fact, I got a customer's vehicle in my house right now. I gotta fix these leaking fuel injectors. So that's another video that I possibly will make for this channel, but I made it for my other channel, my main channel, Zimmaletta Motors. Right now I'm working on my Zimmaletta Garage channel, and I'm just posting a bunch of content to it, like bunch of mechanics type of videos that I did just to kind of get that channel alive, just revived. But hopefully they will allow me to record some videos in my work setting, because I think I'll be able to have them make an exception for me, as they know ahead of time I am an automotive YouTuber, and basically So I can't just follow the rules and not record sensitive information, because all I'm trying to do is help people answer questions to their vehicle problems, and I just enjoy doing that. Like, and a lot of mechanics in the service department actually needs that information. Seriously, there's a lot of issues there that come arise. Like, sure, they have their tech information for specific vehicles that's only accessible to the dealership. Like, yeah, like you have that, but not everything's gonna be in that bulletin or whatever. You know, some stuff is gonna be on the forums, some stuff is gonna be on YouTube channels from automotive do-it-yourselfers. Because one thing about do-it-yourselfer is we don't have money to throw at the car. Like, we can't say, oh, it needs a radio because the speakers are not working. We're like, okay, let me really hunt this problem down, and if the case is the radio, we're just gonna put an aftermarket radio in there, which is gonna look just as nice with the touch screen and everything, and call it a day. We would not spend $3,000 on a problem, you know. We would just try to fix it best way possible and move on. You know, fix it, like maybe it just needs a little fitting or needs this and that. Like, we don't want to buy a whole part to do that. You know, that's not cost effective. But with that being said, guys, I talk a little bit too much, and I know it. But I feel like I'm talking to my brothers, seriously, and I'm talking like to my friends, and this is exactly who I'm talking to. And as you notice, I hope I do not come off as someone that's trying to be like know-it-all or whatever, to try to like say like I know more than you guys. But anyways, guys, I gotta run, I gotta call. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.